This is the process of revolutionizing our infrastructure that has begun. On May 31, 2025, Burkina Faso took yet another bold step towards transforming its future. Here in Ouagadougou, I think everyone who goes around the city center already sees the very beneficial developments in Ouagadougou. The Prime Minister and members of the government joined forces with local communities to manufacture and lay paving stones, contributing their own labor to the presidential initiative known as Fazo Mayabo. I think that this morning the members of the government chose to come here to the Fazo sites, firstly to Zender High School, where paving stones are produced, but also because it's truly the production center for everything necessary for carrying out these works on the ground. And now we've come to a site where the paving stones are actually being laid. The objective is to be able to pave between 3,000 and 5,000 kilometers each year in Burkina Faso, and I hope we can start the work very soon for the well-being of the Burkinabe people. It was also a desire of the government to provide our support to this presidential initiative, Fazo, and also to come and encourage the teams. As you know, this is an initiative that aims to transform many things in our cities, to build roads, but one of its components involves the sanitation and beautification of our cities. This was no ordinary gesture. It was a powerful symbol of leadership that doesn't just dictate from afar, but rolls up its sleeves and works alongside its people. To further strengthen the effort, the government donated 150 tons of cement worth 15 million CFA francs, ensuring that resources meet action. This is what led to the creation of this initiative. If in the West or elsewhere in small countries that lack resources they have paved departmental roads, there is no reason why we in Burkina Faso cannot pave our roads, especially since we have all the resources locally. That's why we decided to create this initiative, to move very quickly, to build our roads and also our highways, and to connect our different cities, because in the context of what we are currently experiencing, the soldiers and fighters on the ground also need roads more than ever. You can ask them, their current priority is roads, and that contributes significantly, I would say, to over 50% of the territorial reconquest. So, to support them as well, we need to build many roads. And in addition to that, whether it's our producers, our transporters, our traders, everyone needs roads. And this initiative's mission is to accomplish that. It's a vast program. This is only 1/5, I would say, of the material expected in the first phase, which is an investment of about 200 billion. The second phase will follow, which will be the paving part, and the pace will depend on what the people have wished for, because very soon we will give them an update on the situation. Fazo Mayabo, launched by President Ibrahim Traoré, represents a radical departure from the dependency-driven development models that have long held Africa back. It embodies a vision of self-reliance, community solidarity, and grassroots empowerment. This initiative harnesses local resources, local talent, and the power of volunteerism to build roads, housing, sanitation, and green spaces, foundations of a truly modern society. The impact is already visible. Urban and rural communities are seeing new infrastructure emerge, jobs being created, and skills being developed. Paving stones are more than just physical materials, they are symbols of unity and pride, connecting neighborhoods and empowering people. Fazo Mayabo is transforming not just streets, but the very spirit of Burkina Faso. It's also an opportunity to convey a message to all Burkinabe, because the head of state has always said it, it is through ourselves, through our efforts, through our ingenuity, that we will overcome the challenges of Burkina Faso. So Fazo Mayabo is a call launched to every citizen of Burkina Faso, because we must be the builders of this country. I think the name Fazo Mayabo has a deep meaning. We must all rise up, and each person must contribute their stone to the country's construction. It's true that today in Ouagadougou city center the actions are visible, but Fazo Mayabo is an initiative that every citizen must embrace, because everywhere, individually and collectively, we can organize ourselves in neighborhoods and cities to also undertake actions to beautify our living environment. This involves paving, sanitation, and reforesting. What makes this initiative even more remarkable is the active involvement of leaders themselves. By participating in the physical labor of development, the government is breaking down the walls between itself and the citizens. This is governance with heart, transformative leadership that leads by example. It sends a powerful message that development is not something to be handed down from above but built together, brick, by the very people it is meant to serve. As Burkina Faso continues to implement Fazo Mayabo, it is laying the groundwork for a future of true independence and resilience. In the years ahead, the country will no longer be defined by its challenges but by its unwavering commitment to self-determination and progress. So, there are many actions like this that we can undertake. Therefore, it's about inviting Burkinabe, wherever they are, to stand up and also join this dynamic, because Fazo Mayabo sets the tone, and we expect all Burkinabe to commit to it. This is extremely important, because when we talk about a popular and progressive revolution, it's not just about slogans. Slogans are important. Beyond slogans, every Burkinabe must contribute their part so that we can transform our country, transform our cities, and transform our neighborhoods as quickly as possible. I think that in this way we will also live up to what is expected of us in the context of this revolution that the head of state has launched, which calls every son of Burkina Faso to stand up and be an actor, not a passive witness, to things. So really, we are very honored to have received the entire governmental team who came here to show their solidarity in the actions being implemented. So, we received a substantial donation worth 15 million francs, which is roughly equivalent to 150 tons of cement. We thank the government for this gesture. We thank them on behalf of the population, because as we have always repeated with Fazo Mayabo, it may be us who are at the forefront, but it is the entire people, all those who contribute to building our Fazo. The essential message is that everyone in Burkina Faso, whether it's the PDS, our governors, all administrative staff or even the general population, no one needs to wait for someone else to take the initiative to beautify. Before we continue, if you love what we do here on this channel and would like to support us, then you might consider gifting us a super thanks donation of any amount. Or you might as well become an Uplifting Africa channel member for exclusive content, perks, and more. Links to join are in the pinned comment and in the description box. This is a model Africa can and should learn from. Fazo Mayabo proves that development rooted in community participation and local ownership is not only possible but highly effective. Other African nations facing similar challenges can draw inspiration from this initiative, adopting its principles to build strong, self-sufficient societies that stand tall against external pressures and carve their own destinies. In a continent often overshadowed by external interests, Fazo Mayabo is a reminder that Africa's greatest strength lies in its people, when they unite around a shared vision and take ownership of their future. Burkina Faso is not just paving streets. It's paving the way for a new Africa, one that is defined by its own hands, its own ingenuity, and its own unshakable resolve.